The whispers over there is basically, hey man, he looks like the best quarterback here. He's young, you gotta learn the experience part. 5th rounder, so we gotta make him earn it. But the truth is, he's the best quarterback. And this is not just words from coaches or scouts over there. This is for some players, and I mean key players that actually gonna play this year and put some real production up. You got a 1st round quarterback in the 5th round. Yeah. That's a blessing.
Turbo, push down.
Shedeur Sanders is turning heads once again. In the latest OTA session, his performance was nothing short of impressive. His throws under pressure were sharp, precise, and confident. As the competition heats up, whispers are growing louder. Could Shedeur be the one to lead the charge in the preseason games? Despite the mounting expectations, he hasn't let the pressure shake him. If anything, he's rising to the occasion, showing with every snap that he's not just here to compete, he's here to lead. Shedeur Sanders has been laser focused, fully dialed in on taking his game to the next level, and it's paying off in a big way. During the latest OTAs, he put on a show, completing 9 of 14 passes with 3 touchdowns and just a single interception in full team drills. Out of all the quarterbacks on the field, Shedeur emerged as the standout performer, clearly separating himself from the pack. This isn't just about raw talent anymore. It's about steady execution, poised decision making, and the kind of confidence that demands attention. Coaches are taking notice, teammates are rallying around him, and the buzz, it's growing louder by the day. What we're seeing isn't just a young quarterback trying to make an impression. This is a leader in the making. With every rep, Shedeur is proving that he belongs, and more importantly, that he's ready for whatever comes next. Shedeur's approach on the field was pure brilliance. He displayed remarkable patience in the pocket, reading the defense. With calm confidence and sharp precision, time and time again, he dropped back, scanned through his progressions, and fired off laser-accurate throws that left defenders with no chance. Some of those passes, straight up elite, threading the needle with perfect timing and accuracy. This wasn't just athleticism on display, it was top-tier football IQ. Performances like this are exactly why the Browns are moving toward making Shedeur their starting quarterback. Just take a look at this throw. But before we dive deeper, drop your thoughts in the comments. Based on what we've seen so far in OTAs and minicamp, who do you think is emerging as the top quarterback in this group? Whether it's Kenny Pickett showing veteran consistency, Dillon Gabriel flashing potential, Joe Flacco bringing his experience, or Shedeur Sanders turning heads with his accuracy and poise, they've all had strong moments. It's shaping up to be a competitive room, and we want to know who's impressed you the most. Let's talk about one throw that really stood out. It happened during a 7-on-7 session, so no linemen on either side. If this had been full speed with pressure, things might have looked different, but still it was impressive. The defense was in man-to-man coverage, and the safety was leaning toward the left side of the field. That kind of defensive setup gives a quarterback a clear choice. If your target on the opposite side has a favorable matchup, you go for it. In this case, the tight end got a clean release against a slower linebacker. Shedeur dropped back. Not a textbook drop, but he launched the ball with great accuracy. And that's what stood out, the ball placement. It wasn't just catchable, it was perfectly timed, low and outside, where only his guy could get it. That's the kind of precision you expect from a seasoned pro, not a young QB still making his way.
By the same team, and you guys can see this was the previous interception that he threw right here in minicamp, and things are starting to stack up as Shedeur Sanders is not throwing any interceptions. He's continuing to be flawless, and his brother Dillon Gabriel seeming to throw a lot more interceptions, balls batted down at the line. And at the end of the day, these are some of the things that they don't necessarily want to put out to the public, but it's all I'm bringing to my audience, because if you guys haven't seen these clips, I think it's important you see these clips, because if it was Shedeur Sanders, it would be everywhere if he was throwing interceptions like this.
Moments like this are why Shedeur is gaining serious momentum in the quarterback race. Every throw tells a story, and this one said loud and clear, Shedeur Sanders is here to compete, and he's not backing down. Compared to others like Dillon Gabriel, who had some good moments but also saw passes knocked down, Shedeur's throw was on another level. He hit the tight end perfectly in stride on a corner route toward the back pylon. Press coverage, tight window, linebacker trailing, and still he dropped it right in. It was a clear read. Once the safety bit on the short route, Shedeur recognized the one-on-one matchup and took the shot. That kind of quick recognition and execution is exactly what separates a solid quarterback from a special one. The timing, the trajectory, the trust in his receiver, it all came together on that play.
Joe Flacco took a majority of the first team reps with the Browns offense, but despite the fact, Shedeur Sanders stole the show. He finished team drills 7 for 9 with 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions as he impressed many. And I believe it's only a matter of time until Shedeur gets a shot at that starting role this upcoming season.
On the other hand, there was a moment during one of Dillon Gabriel's reps where you could tell he was starting to worry about defensive linemen getting their hands up and batting passes at the line. Because of that, he started releasing the ball a little higher than usual, and it showed. Some of his passes ended up sailing well over his receivers, and a few got deflected. It's something he'll need to work on as he adjusts to the speed and size of NFL defenses. That said, both he and Shedeur have areas to improve. Neither is perfect, and there's no obvious frontrunner yet. It's still a tight competition. Every rep, every drill, every throw matters from here on out. And with each session, the separation will either grow or completely shift. This quarterback battle is far from over.
Dillon Gabriel raises a lot of eyebrows of concern. As you guys know, he had a ball batted down today, and it turned into an interception, pick 6. And you guys can see right here, this was a cause of concern coming into the draft when it pertained to Dillon Gabriel, is how, his smaller frame. You guys seen him with the Johnny Manziels. This kind of those guys, the smaller frames, getting balls batted down to the line, ultimately turns into interception.
Let's go back to that previous angle of Shedeur's throw from the opposite side of the field. You can see the process. He drops back, makes a quick read, and delivers it. Again, the ball placement was spot on. Tight end Brennan Bates made a fantastic grab, but what really stood out was how perfectly placed that ball was. In these early sessions, the biggest thing to look for is decision making and accuracy. Shedeur nailed both on that play. It's the kind of throw that builds trust, not just with his receivers, but with the entire offense. When a quarterback consistently puts the ball where only his guy can catch it, it elevates the whole team. And that's exactly the momentum Shedeur is creating as he pushes for that starting spot. He's not just impressing with his on-field performance, but also with his behavior off the field. Previously, Joe Flacco had some positive things to say about Shedeur Sanders, noting that the young QB has brought a smile to his face, not just with his play, but also with his infectious personality. It's clear that Sanders is making an impression not only on the coaching staff and analysts, but also among his teammates. That kind of leadership and energy in the locker room can be just as important as what happens on game day. Shedeur isn't just earning respect with his arm. He's earning it with his character, and that could be a game changer for this team moving forward.
I don't know if it has an impact on much, but Shedeur's been great. I mean, he's a lot of fun to be around in those meeting rooms, and I think so far there's been, at least once in the meeting room that he's made me crack a smile, and that's what it's all about. He's a young guy trying to learn some football and come out here and practice well and do those things. And like I said, he's been a lot of fun. I mean, he's come up to me and, listen, I probably wasn't too.
There was another moment that took fans by storm. Right after practice, Shedeur headed to the dressing room and mentioned that if Joe Flacco had asked him to clean his locker before leaving the training ground, he'd do it for sure. That kind of humility and willingness to learn speaks volumes about his mindset. It shows he's not just focused on competing, he's focused on growing, supporting his teammates, and embracing every part of the journey. Moments like this give fans a glimpse of the kind of teammate and leader Shedeur is becoming. Grounded, respectful, and ready to do whatever it takes. Shedeur Sanders' performance in the last OTA was nothing short of outstanding. From his precise throws under pressure to his calm and confident decision-making, he showcased the qualities of a quarterback ready to take the next step. His ability to read defenses, deliver accurate passes, even in tight windows, and maintain poise in every drill set him apart from the rest of the quarterback group. Beyond just talent, Shedeur demonstrated leadership both on and off the field, earning respect from coaches, teammates, and veterans like Joe Flacco. His combination of skill, football IQ, and character makes a compelling case that he's not just competing for a spot on the roster. He's aiming to be the Browns' starting quarterback when the preseason kicks off. With every rep and every throw, Shedeur Sanders is proving he belongs, and now all eyes will be on him as he looks to turn that promise into reality. What do you think about Shedeur Sanders' performance during the recent OTAs? Did his precise throws, calm decision-making, and overall poise convince you that he's ready to compete for the starting quarterback spot? Or do you believe he still has some ground to cover before securing a place on the roster? We want to hear your take. Does Shedeur have what it takes to make the leap and lead the team this preseason? Or will the competition prove too tough for him to rise above? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.